Hey guys, and welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a full face of the Creme shop or Cream shop at CVS. I didn't even know that this brand was in CVS until the other day, so I haven't seen any reviews or videos on it. So it's definitely going to be a full-on first impression. So without further ado, let's get on into the video. So I think I'm going to start out with the eyes. I'm going to try to put the prices of everything on the screen or down in the description box. But they had 3 eyeshadow palettes. They had this one, which is more of a pinky one, and then 2 like more neutral brownie bronzy shades. So I picked this one up. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's nice and sturdy. It's plastic. When you open it up, it looks like you have this nice like creamy white shade that you can use to set or highlight with, and then this really pretty light pink shimmer shade, this nice darker pinky purple shimmer shade, and then this nice brown, which is a matte. And they feel real nice and smooth swatched. So I think I'm going to try to use every shade in the palette. And I also got a eye primer, which is the It's About Prime Crease Free Eye Primer. So I'm going to use this to prime my eyelids, and if I can get it open. This is what the packaging for that looks like. It has just a doe foot applicator. I think it is, yeah, it's colorless. So if you're someone who has a lot of veins on their eyes like I do, it's not really going to take away that kind of coverage. So if you don't like that, then you're not really going to like this. So I'm just going to, sorry if I blind you. Just going to apply this all over my eye. And I think I'm just going to work on one eye on camera and then do the other eye off. It's nice and smooth. Doesn't really have a smell to it. My eye feels like there's nothing on there. It's not like tacky or sticky. So I don't know if it's really going to help make the eyeshadow last any longer, but we'll see if it's supposed to help it from creasing. Okay, so I think I'm just going to take this Morphe M441. It's clean, it's just stained. And I'm going to dip into this brownish shade called Grounded. And there is some kickback in the pan, which I don't mind as long as they're pigmented and easy to blend. I don't care that there's a little bit of kick up in the pan. So far it's true to color, instant pigment payoff, so that's nice. I'm just going to run it from my outer to inner corner in my crease and kind of blow it out a little bit above. Okay, so I just scooted you in a little bit closer, but that's what that shade is looking like. So far, it doesn't look like it's patchy or catching any type of dry spots. Doesn't look like the primer is messing with it. Because sometimes you just never know when you're trying out a new eye primer along with shadows if it could be one or the other. But so far, it looks like it's going on pretty nicely. I'm just going to pack it here on the outer corner here and kind of deepen that up. Now I'm just going to dip into this darker pink called Dusk Bunny, and I'm going to pack that on the center toward the outer, and then take this lighter pinky shade called Dawn and put it on the inner corner. And I think I'm going to spray this with some not Fix Plus, but setting spray, and see how it performs wet. It's a really pretty pink color, and it's showing up pretty nicely even wet. Doesn't look like there's any fallout, so that's always nice. It's a really, really pretty pink. I like that. And then just dipping into that Dawn shade and packing it there on the inner corner. And I didn't wet this color, and doesn't really look like it's showing up. I'm just going to take my finger. I think it's more of like a eyeshadow topper than I would use this alone. Just because it's not as bright as the other shade. I mean, you can see it, but I think I would like this shade more as like a topper than anything. And that one did have some fallout with using my finger. But I do like that. It's really nice pink. And I'm just going to take this little Sephora Pro brush and dip it into that white shade called Hello High. And I'm just going to put this in the inner corner. Oh boy. It's a little chalky, but once I put it on there, it doesn't look like it's going to flake off or anything. It's a really pretty inner corner highlight. Take this a little bit into the lid. And I should have done my brows first, but it's okay. We can do that next. So, and you can still see that there's some reflection to it. So that's a really pretty highlight shade. So I'm just going to go off camera and do the same thing to the other eye. So that's both eyes done. I didn't use the primer on this side because I wanted to see if it really made a difference or not. Initially with that brown shade, I did kind of have to go in with like a second dip into the pan to kind of build it up to the same as this one. So I think it kind of helped intensify the shadow more. But either way, it still applied nice. It blended out nice. Had no issues not using the primer. So I think the primer is kind of one of those things where either you want it or you don't. To me personally, where it has no tint to cover up the veins in my eyes, I probably won't be reaching for it like I would like a MAC paint pot, or just, you know, use a concealer to cover up those veins. But I really do like this eyeshadow palette. I like the shimmers in it. I like the matte in it. It was real nice. It would have been nice if maybe it would had another color darker than this brown, so you could really deepen up that outer corner. But this could also just, you know, make a really easy, everyday, you know, like work type eyeshadow. So that's my thoughts on that. So for eyeliner, I picked up the Creamy Gel Eyeliner in black, which they also had it in brown, and then they also had waterproof. And then I also picked up the eyeliner marker, which again they also had in brown, but I prefer, you know, black for the top lid. And so I think I'm going to use one on one side and one on the other just to kind of get an idea of how each of them perform. And this is what the marker looks like. Really nice, sleek, silver packaging with a black lid. And so I think I'm just going to apply it on this eye. It's a nice thin tip for making wings. Seems to be applying over the shimmer, no problem. I'm interested to see if this dries down matte or glossy. So that's what the eyeliner marker looks like. It didn't like feel like it was drying out. The tip of it wasn't, you know, too stiff, so I was able to make a nice wing with it. It looks like it's going to dry down matte, so I really do like this. It kind of reminds me of the Physicians Formula eyeliner. So this is the packaging for the little gel eyeliner. Super cute. So it comes in this little pot like this. It kind of reminds me of the Maybelline Tattoo Studio, I think is what it's called. That comes in a pot like this. It's a little bit bigger than that, but super cute. I love the pink lid, and that's what the inside looks like. It feels nice and creamy. Doesn't feel like it's dried out. Looks like that. And I'm just going to use this Aesthetica little angled brush to apply it. And I didn't see any type of brushes or anything like that, so I'm just going to be using my own. Okay, so that's what that looks like. I'm not a big fan of it. It's not as pigmented as the marker is. It's not as opaque. It looks like more of like a gray tone. I tried to build back up over it, and the more I built over it, it just wasn't getting any darker. So I would pass on that and pick up the marker. So yeah, I think next we're going to do my eyebrows. So this is what the packaging for the brow pencil looks like. It does come with a spoolie, so that's nice, and they're different caps. So this is for the pencil, and then this is for obviously your eyebrows, or to spoolie your eyebrows. And then this is what the tinted brow gel looks like. It's a really long handle, and it's really small, and doesn't look like it has any fibers or anything like that. So just gonna go ahead and apply one eyebrow on camera and then go off camera and apply the other one. It kind of reminds me of the NYX micro brow pencil. Doesn't feel waxy or tough. Seems pretty buildable, which is good for someone who doesn't know how to do eyebrows like me. That's what that one looks like compared to that one. I do like this eyebrow pencil. To apply the tinted brow. Which is something I've never used. I usually just use the clear gel from Anastasia. Which if you're someone who already has nice, you know, full brows, I think this would definitely be something to check into. And it's nice and liquidy, but not over liquidy, so I don't feel like I'm just going to get this all over my skin. But that's what the eyebrow looks like done. So I'm just going to go off camera and do the same thing to the other one. That is the eyebrows done, which they look super, super intense, but I find that always happens until I have the rest of my makeup on. I really do like this tinted brow gel. I think I would use this if I'm just, you know, going to put on like, you know, a BB cream or something, or, you know, I just wanted my eyebrows done before I went out. I could just, you know, go through my eyebrows with this and they would look pretty good. So yeah, I really do like these eyebrow products. So next up, I picked the It's About Prime Hydrating Makeup Primer, and it came in this box right here. And this is what the packaging looks like. It's a really pretty light, like blue packaging. And it has a safety seal on there. It has a like periwinkle like blue tint to it when it comes out. They did have other primers. They had like a blurring and a this is thick, and I think a pore minimizing, and then they also had color correctors, which I'm not someone who uses color correctors, so I didn't pick those up either. Yeah, this is like really slick and thick, but it did put a nice glow to my face. So I'm interested to see, feels a little bit tacky, to see what the foundation looks like over top of it. So for foundation, I picked up the Match Made Luminous Liquid Foundation in the shade 12. They had shade 11 as well, which was the lightest, and it looked like it was going to be too light, so I picked this one up. They also had a BB cream as well, but I'm more of like a liquid foundation fan than I am a BB cream. But it comes in this really nice sleek glass bottle, and it has a pump, so that's nice. And I'm just going to pump some on the back of my hand. So it is a really runny foundation. It has a slight smell to it, I think, but yeah. So I'm just going to apply this on one side with a brush. Looks like it might be an alright shade for me. Yeah. I think the lightest one that they had would have been way too light. So far it's applying really nicely with a brush. Looks like it might be a medium coverage because I still have some fragrance, but I actually don't mind how it looks with a brush. It looks like it goes pretty far because so far I've only used that one pump, and it's covered pretty much half my face. Almost half my face. So yeah, I really do. I really do like it. And you can still see that with it being a luminous and that luminous primer, it just gives you a nice, like, extra glow to the skin. Now I'm just going to take my beauty blender and apply it to the other side and see what kind of coverage we get with a beauty blender. I find that with some foundations you get better coverage with a brush than you do a sponge, so looks like I'm getting about the same coverage, so that's interesting. I did pump about 1.5 to 2 pumps just because I know that it can get soaked up in the beauty blender, and I've used all of it on the back of my hand to do the other side of my face. So I think the product would last you longer if you went in with a brush than a sponge, but either way I still think it gives you the same kind of coverage. Goes on nicely on both sides. You can see my pores peeking through. Again, you know, more luminous dewy type products do cause that, so just have that in the back of your mind. So that is the foundation. I really do like this foundation, so I'm going to give it a couple more tries after this video just to kind of see how it wears throughout the day and whatnot. But so far, I do like this. The Full Coverage Lightweight Liquid in the shade Fair, which was the lightest shade they had. It comes in one of these like squeezy tubes, kind of like the eye primer. with a little doe foot applicator, and it actually looks darker than the foundation. So this should be, yeah, this should be interesting to say the least. Blend it out with the same sponge. Yes, that's the concealer blended out. I wouldn't say that it's full coverage because, again, some of my freckles are still peeking through. I mean, I have other concealers that I like better, and that actually work for underneath the eyes, so I think I'm going to pass on the concealer. But I mean, it blended fine, you know, it didn't separate or look weird on top of the foundation. The color was just off, and it's not, you know, what I would consider full coverage. So now we're going to set the face, and I picked up the Moon Dust Universal Setting Powder, which comes in this packaging. I'm having the hardest time getting this stuff open today. This is what the packaging looks like. Super cute little astronaut. It looks like it might be an illuminating setting powder, but we'll see. It looks like it has like a yellow tint to it, but once you blend it out, it goes away. But it's like super, I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, this is going to be a Luminous foundation, or setting spray, or setting powder, if I can talk. So I think I'm just going to take my It Cosmetics brush, powder brush, I think that's what this is. Then I'm just going to swirl it in the cap. And just put it all over. It has this thing in the middle, so I don't think you'd be able to dump it in the cap to get anything. So, alright, so that is what the setting powder looks like. You can still see, you know, the dew coming in. When I swatched it, it was, you know, very illuminating. So I don't mind how, you know, dewy and, you know, shiny my face looks. I actually prefer that kind of look. So if that's something you're not a big fan of, then obviously I wouldn't, you know, go all in. But it feels like it set it nicely. So I mean, I can't really tell you how good it does, you know, until I wear it all day and kind of give it a test. But so far, I actually really do enjoy that powder. So I forgot, I picked up this Crayon glow stick. They had powder highlighters. They had a regular pan and then like a duo pan. But the single pans were very odd colors, like a blue and like a pink or something. And the duos were too dark. There was 3, and all 3 of them looked like they were going to be too dark for my skin tone. So I picked up this Crayon instead in hopes that it would not be too crazy of a color or show up too dark. So that's what that looks like. And I forgot, and I powdered over, so we'll see how well this does on top of powder, which normally I wouldn't do cream on top of powder, but it is what it is. So I'm just going to warm this up on my beauty blender here and just take that and dab it on my cheekbones. You put it on the skin, it doesn't leave a harsh, like, deep pink like it does when you swatch it, but it does leave a nice, like, highlighted effect on there. So this, I didn't even tell you the shade. It's called Pinky Pop. I definitely would pick this up if you're a kind of person who likes cream highlighters or highlighters in a stick like this. Typically, I reach for powder over, you know, something like this. But it does look nice. It's going over the powder just fine. Doesn't look like it's lifting up anything or separating. So, yeah, I do like this. Definitely recommend this. If you know you like more of like a pinky type highlighter, then I think this is definitely worth picking up and giving it a try. Okay, I don't know why I didn't do this when I did my eyes, but I have a mascara, and it's the Wisp Me Away mascara in black, and I got the Volumizing. They had a lengthening one as well. They even had a eyelash primer, and then they also had them all in waterproof as well, but I'm not a fan of waterproof mascara, so I just got that. So I just got the regular, but this is what the packaging looks like. And this is what the wand looks like. So I naturally have decently long lashes, so I like a mascara that can really give me some volume and then lengthening. It doesn't feel like an extremely wet mascara, but it doesn't feel like a really dry mascara either. I didn't have any false eyelashes, so I'm not going to be applying any today. So I really like this mascara for my bottom lashes. It's not clumping up, which is nice because I hate clumpy eyelashes, but this is the second coat of mascara. It looks like it's doing a really nice job of separating my lashes, not clumping them together. So that's what it looks like with two coats. This is what it looks like with one. So I think you can tell a difference when I apply two coats compared to one. But yeah, I really do like this mascara. As long as it doesn't flake throughout the day, which again, I'll have to, you know, try it, you know, after this video and see. But I will probably reach for this more. And by the way, I love the packaging. I think it's super cute. So next I have this powder bronzer in the shade Tiki Bikini, and they had 3 other shades, and then they also had a cushion bronzer. This was the lightest shade. The second shade looked like it might have been too dark for me, so I'm hoping this doesn't look orangey. So that's what this looks like. It's a lot darker than I thought it was going to be compared to like the top of the packaging. Looks like it has a little bit of a sheen to it, although it could be from the powder on my hand. But that's what that looks like. So I'm just going to take this Sephora powder brush 59 or something. This is what I typically use for my bronzer. Oh yeah, I think that'll be a nice shade for me. As you can see, it applies really pigmentedly, but it seems to be easy to blend out, which I always find is a good thing for bronzers because I like to over bronze sometimes and look like a hot mess. But so far I really do like this, and I typically have a hard time finding a bronzer that either doesn't pull too orange on my skin or is too dark for my skin. So this seems like a nice shade. That's what the bronzer looks like. I really do like this bronzer. I think it's definitely worth picking up and giving it a try. Next up, I have this Cheri powder blush. Again, the same as the bronzer. They had a cushion version as well. And I'm just not into cream blushes. And the same kind of packaging as the bronzer. And they had 3 different shades of this as well, but the second shade was sold out. So I went with like what seemed to be the lightest, which is fine anyways. That's what that looks like. It's a really pretty, like, peachy undertone to it. This is more of a blush type, blush color I would go for over the other colors that they had. So, and it's really pigmented, so go in with a light hand. Do not do what I did. It's a really pretty color though. It's right there. I actually enjoy that color. It's blending nicely on top of the foundation and the powder. It's not patchy or skipping. Yeah, I love that bronzer, or that blush. I definitely think these 2 products are something that you should definitely check out, for sure. So lastly, for the lips, I got a lip liner, a lip balm, and then a matte liquid lipstick. So for the lip liner, I got the shade Wine Knot. Cute. And this is what the packaging looks like. I really do like their packaging. I think it's nice and sleek, and has a little bit of a weight to it. Okay, that was extremely hard to get off. So that's what that shade looks like. It's like a nice, like, plummy, like, maroon shade, although it's a lot more of a plummy maroon than it looks like on the packaging there. So I wouldn't rely too much on the packaging, outer packaging. And then I got the Kiss It Better Tinted Lip Balm in the shade You Okay. And it looks like this. Again, just their packaging is super cute. And it's one of those chubby. It has a nice, like, glossy brown right there. It's really pretty. Which I guess I could go ahead and... It's just a balm, so it feels nice. It does tint the lips. Oh yeah, I like that. It's nice. Feels nice and creamy. If they're trying to go off the packaging, definitely, off on that case. But anyway, I do like that. So if you guys like, tinted lip balms or whatever, this I think is something you could definitely check into. And for the liquid lipstick, I got Desert Retreat. It looks like this. Really nice, like, frosted. I don't know if that's like hard plastic or glass, but it has this nice little doe foot. And it's like this nice, like, pinky, like, mauve-y color. That's definitely something I would find myself reaching for. I'm just going to wipe this balm off real quick and apply the lipstick. I tried to get a lip liner that matched, but that was definitely not true to the outer part of the box, so I'm just going to apply this. Have a nice scent to it. I think they're all like vitamin E or have some kind of nice enrichment. It's going on nice and pigmented. Doesn't look streaky. I've only dipped in once. It is really creamy, so you might want to use a lip liner with this in case it, kind of gets everywhere. But it's a really, really pretty shade. I do like this color. And it's feeling like it's already starting to dry down, which is nice. Doesn't emphasize any dry textures or dry patches on my lips. And it has a little bit of a tackiness to it. But we can see if that goes away or not. But it's nothing like annoying or, you know, super noticeable when I'm talking. So that's nice. So let's just do a quick little rundown of everything. The eyeshadow palette, I did like that the brown shade was nice and blended out easily. The shimmer shades were nice. The eyebrow pencil was nice. I liked it. Again, it reminded me of the NYX one. So I did like that one. The tinted brow gel, I did like that as well. The liquid liner, like that one. Kind of reminds me of the Physicians Formula, but I think it's definitely worth trying. The gel eyeliner in the pot passed for me. Wasn't pigmented. It wasn't very black. It wouldn't, you know, go back over itself and darken up, so it was a pass for me. The primer, I did like the primer a little bit. It's not my favorite. I probably wouldn't reach for it again. While it did, you know, make my face nice and, you know, glowy, it wasn't as tacky and it was real, like, thick. But, you know, I just have other primers that I enjoy a little bit more. The foundation, I really liked the foundation. It applied nicely with, you know, both a sponge and a brush. Gave really good coverage. I would recommend it if you can find your shade. There wasn't very many. That's the only down part. I don't know if maybe on their website, you know, you could find more shades. But other than that, if it wears nice throughout the day and doesn't break me out, it's definitely something I would reach for again. The mascara, I really like the mascara. Again, if it doesn't flake off throughout the day, then it's definitely something I would reach for again. The setting powder, I like the glow it gave my skin. Again, I don't know how well it set the foundation until I wear it a little bit longer and try it with some other foundations, but so far I really did enjoy it. The bronzer, a good shade, blended out easily, nice and pigmented, didn't skip or get patchy. Same for the blush, really loved the color. So I would recommend those as well. The Crayon highlighter, enjoyed that. That was nice. Applied over powder, just good. You know, just good. Just fine. So if that's something you guys are into, then definitely check it out. The lip liner wasn't true to color. Didn't get to try it out. Not really a color I would go for. More of like a plummy maroon color that I just, not really my shade. But it felt nice and creamy. The lip balm I did like. It was nice and creamy as well. Gave a nice brown tint to the lips. I would definitely throw that in my purse and just, you know, wear it while I'm out and about since it's such a subtle color. And the liquid lipstick is still a little bit tacky, but not, like, again, nothing, you know, super noticeable. As I'm talking, my lips aren't like peeling together or getting stuck together. Again, it's a really pretty shade. Doesn't feel super drying on the lips, so I would definitely recommend those as well. The concealer, didn't like it. It's not light enough for it being a fair shade. Definitely not full coverage. Not something I'm going to reach for again. Again, I have other concealers that I like a lot better. And I think, oh, the eye primer. Well, it doesn't really look like a difference between my eyes with the unprimed and the primed side. It's supposed to be like a creaseless primer. I mean, there's a little bit more creasing on the non-prime side than the prime side. But like I said, it's not tinted, so it's not really going to cover up those veins. If that's something you're not, you know, worried about, or it's not like a deal breaker, then I think it could be worth definitely giving it a go and trying it out. But for me, and you know, the discoloration and the color of my veins, I definitely need something to help cover those up. So it's not really going to be something I reach for. Again, it's not bad, it's just not something that I would typically, you know, choose over another. So I think that is it. Um, Let me know down in the comments below if this is something you guys enjoy. I like doing first impressions. And let me know if you guys tried this out before. What you think about it. What products did you like? Make sure you give this a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell while you're down there. And until next time, see ya!